So, coming off what I thought was a very good pay-per-view, we had a very good Raw. We're living in Dreamsville, where WWE's great 2 days in a row. Now, I am Simon from WhatCulture, and you're about to get your weekly hit of Raw ups and downs, where we go through Monday Night Raw and we give the good bits an up and we give the bad bits a down, just like we're a happy family sitting down for a Sunday roast. Sunday. That's why it's a Sunday roast. But enough talk about food, it's ups and downs. Right, now Raw was great, but we're going to start with a down because Raw started with a down, and therefore we have to start with a down. I don't like being negative. I don't think this was the worst thing in the world, but it's still getting a down. Basically, when it all kicked off with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt, it was all silly, it did nothing to help either guy, and therefore, as we just established, what was that? It's getting a down. Aside from being the same old shtick from Bray Wyatt, which at this point means less than nothing, doesn't matter what comes out of his mouth, it's absolute gibberish. When he did get interrupted by Roman Reigns, the two had a match, and guess what happened? Roman Reigns beat Bray Wyatt clean in the middle of the ring. The highlight of Extreme Rules was that everybody came out of that main event feeling like a credible threat. Any of the 5 guys, you could go, yeah, you know what? I think they're a credible challenger to Brock Lesnar as and when those feuds should go down. And then 24 hours later, Bray Wyatt is beaten once again. Again, because Bray Wyatt always loses. Now, in a way, there'd be nothing wrong with this if WWE actually treated wins and losses like they matter, but they don't. So all this does is make Bray Wyatt look like a bigger chump than he already did. They're not going to use this to enhance Roman Reigns, so it's utterly pointless. And anyone would beat Wyatt today. I could beat Wyatt today. You could beat Wyatt today. Your nan could beat Wyatt today. To beat Wyatt, just get booked against him. If you get booked, you're going to win. Which leads us to the end of Raw, and amazingly, I'm giving that a down as well. I love the Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe match. I thought it was great that Joe did win by locking in the Kikita clutch, because right now that move is over like Rover. But how did he win? Because Bray Wyatt appeared on the screen and distracted Seth Rollins. So just to recap, the hillbilly that can't get a win to save his life and lost at the start of the show interrupted a guy that actually has momentum, and then the guy who's going to be the #1 contender and who you want to build up really, really strong gets a win by distraction. Cool. Now, I do want to state, as a simple man just watching a wrestling product, I did love all of it, and I thought it was really entertaining. But in terms of booking and trying to make sense of all of it, it was gibberish and it was stupid. That's why we have to give these 2 segments a down. But luckily, now we're getting into up territory. Because let's face it, the MVP of the night was Samoa Joe, who went out there and showed everybody, I'm a main event player, I'm a main event star, and I deserve to be in that main event against Brock Lesnar, the Great Balls of Fire. As well as cutting an awesome promo on Brock Lesnar, where he even called him out for the fact he never turns up on Raw, then Paul Heyman came out and cut an awesome promo of his own, and then Joe choked Paul Heyman out. It was all a huge up. Aside from building Joe up like an absolute badass, it did everything it should have done to make me excited about the pay-per-view. We're still 5 weeks out. That's pretty good. Also, the way that Joe chatted to Heyman when he didn't have the mic, so you're only picking it up on the camera microphone, that was great. Because I was like, oh, I'm not meant to hear this. Maybe Joe's going into business for himself. And of course he's not, it's part of the story. But it felt real. WWE never feels real these days, so good work. This all continued later too, because we cut to Heyman on the phone to Lesnar, going, Brock, you got to come to Raw next week, but you got to come as the Beast. You got to come as the man. You got to come and take out Samoa Joe. So now I'm pumped for next week, and I'm pumped for this program, and I'm just pumped. This was the best thing that has happened on Raw in weeks. Happy days. I'm also enjoying all the Enzo and Big Cass stuff, which is a massive surprise, but still, I am getting up. We still don't know who attacked Enzo. Then last night on Raw, Big Cass got attacked by someone, and he found a gold chain, which meant that maybe Enzo was responsible, but they also teased that it could have been the Revival, or maybe even the Big Show. So there's intrigue here, and now I want to see what happens and how it's going to play out each and every week. And WWE, again, hasn't done anything like that for a long time, and it's really good. It's not even like it's at the forefront of my brain when I tune into Raw. It's one of those things that pops up, and I go, oh yeah, I really want to see where this is going to go, and it makes me feel like I'm being rewarded for my dedication to the program. And I kind of hope that it is Big Cass, because I'm bored of that tag team now. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter as long as the payoff is good. And that means this is all lovely. And who doesn't like lovely? And the same can be said for the ongoing Kurt Angle text message situation. So that's getting up as well. Nothing major on this week's Raw, but the story did continue to play out between Corey Graves and Kurt Angle, who kept conspiring with each other, as both we and some on-air characters are all like, well, what's going on, pal? Fill us in. This one is a little bit more sensitive because it actually does need a good conclusion. I mean, if it turns out that Angle's been texting his doctor, and his doctor's all like, sorry Kurt, you got herpes, then we're going to be really disappointed. I mean, herpes is serious, but not in this context. It's good week-to-week TV though, and once again, now I look forward to next Monday because I think, oh, maybe I'll get a little more of a piece of the puzzle. So again, WWE, thank you. A down, however, for Angle openly telling Alexa Bliss that her segment last week on Raw was rubbish. Yeah, it was rubbish, and WWE should be ashamed for ever even thinking about putting that on. But when I go see a band play live, I don't want to stop in the middle of a song and go, oh, sorry guys, we just hit a duff note. And it's the same here. You did this, WWE, not the performers. They can only work with the material they're given, and doing stuff like this just hurts them even more. Wouldn't do it with Roman Reigns, would you? He didn't come out the week after suffering succotash and go, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Don't do it again. I also didn't really understand what they were trying to do with the women's title on Raw last night. That's getting her down as well. Bliss did take on Nia Jax for the title, and it did feel way too soon, and they got out of it by having some schmoz finish where Mickie James and Dana Brooke just started having a big fight with Alexa Bliss. Also, unless I fell asleep, which does happen from time to time, where was Bayley? Now she can't even get on TV. Great use of that character. Amazingly though, I thought everything with Dean Ambrose, The Miz and The Drifter was absolutely fantastic. So that's getting a huge up. As well as the Drifter singing another stupid song and then having a brawl with Ambrose, The Miz's IC celebration was fan-flippin-tastic. Terrified that Ambrose was going to get him, The Miz started attacking everything, but then accidentally broke a grandfather clock that Maurice had bought him to say, yeah babe, I love you. She got pissed off, and then Ambrose got him anyway. Some of The Miz's lines and the way he delivered them were absolutely spot on, and let's face it, he's the hero of Raw right now, and he may even be the hero of WWE. Sheamus and Cesaro took on Heath Slater and Rhino, and they won. Obviously, Hardy's went on Raw. I don't know why, that was never explained. But it's not an up, it's not a down, it was just there. And at least Sheamus and Cesaro got a wing, given that they're the new tag champs. And I am still up for seeing what happens with them going forward. They're a good team now, so yeah, whatever. Now I am on the fence on this one, but it was executed well, so all the Neville stuff, getting it up. Austin Aries wasn't on Raw, so TJP was like, give me my title shot. And Neville was all like, I will, but you gotta beat Mustafa Ali first. And TJP was all like, yeah, I just did that. And Neville was all like, yeah, but you're still not getting one. And TJP was all like, oh, damn you, Neville. And then Neville beat him up and said, yeah, you can get one on 205 Live. Now that is smart because WWE should be trying to drive people to that show. I just don't think this is gonna do it. Furthermore, I thought TJP was a heel now. He wasn't very heelish here at all, so that made no sense. But it was fine, it works, I'm sure they have a good match, so I'm not going to criticise. A quick up to the Goldust R-Truth segments though. Nothing special, but they were well executed and they were fun. Let's pull the trigger soon so they don't outstay their welcome. But yeah, once again, Goldust proving he's a legend and R-Truth proving he's underrated. Can't say the same for the stuff between Kalisto, Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews though. Getting her down. After what I thought was actually a very well thought out bit and match at Extreme Rules, here, Kalisto just beat Titus O'Neil by rolling him up, held the tights, and Apollo Crews laughed at him. So the good guy cheats to win, and despite it being made clear that Apollo and Titus don't like each other, they continue to hang around in each other's company. That's baffling. Let's just properly turn Apollo Crews heel, put him with Titus, let them be a bad guy tag team, and move forward as opposed to just kind of play around with everything, especially if this is just going to end up with Titus O'Neil versus Apollo Crews. Nobody wants to see that, but there is something in them being together, but they've got to be unified. And that was Raw, and I thought it was a pretty damn good show, and that's saying something, especially because people like Finn Balor and Bayley weren't even on it. So you had less superstars, but you produced a better product. How that affects the ratings, I don't know, but if WWE does keep doing this, I bet word of mouth starts to spread and maybe we can turn the tide, but keep this up. This was good, Extreme Rules was good, I felt like we turned a corner, let's not turn back. Now don't forget to let us know what you thought about last night's Raw in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, go to WhatCulture.com To read the ups and downs articles, follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE and follow this face at SimonMiller316. And tying into the ups and downs from Extreme Rules yesterday, if you don't watch to the end of the video, you don't know about the tan. So many comments, what's with the tan? What's with the tan? Like I said yesterday, it's out there, you can go and find it, but if you don't have the dedication to stay to the end, you don't get to enjoy these nuggets of wisdom. But yeah, it was a tan, it's fading off, but there's reasons for that as well, and we've already talked way too much about the tan. Signing off.